Hello, Texans fans. Today we have some exclusive news that you can't miss. So get ready because there's a lot of important information coming. Before we start, we'd like to take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and stay up to date with all the news about our Houston Texans. Don't forget to leave a like, which really strengthens our fan community. Now, without further ado, let's get straight to today's news. Cooper Kupp update could bode well for the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans are in for what could be a wild ride this offseason. After making the divisional round of the playoffs, there's still work to be done to build a Super Bowl team. While there's work to be done, the Texans aren't far off. They were a legitimate contender heading into the 2024 season. Making some impactful moves this offseason could give them a chance in 2025. One of Houston's big needs right now is finding more weapons for C.J. Stroud. Stephon Diggs is set to hit free agency and is recovering from a torn ACL. At 31, the Texans may be hesitant to bring him back depending on how his market plays out. Tank Dell is also out indefinitely after suffering a gruesome leg injury late in the year. That has sparked rumors that Houston could consider signing a wide receiver this offseason. Cooper Kupp will be one to watch. It was announced that he will be traded this offseason. Could the Texans get involved? ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter provided an update on what Kupp's trade value could be this offseason. The interesting part here is there's a lot of money involved. $20 million and a $7.5 million roster bonus due in mid-March, Schefter said. The Rams are willing to pay some of that money. I think when you talk to people around the league, they see Keenan Allen go last year for a fourth-round pick, and they believe Cooper Kupp is in a similar situation. If Kupp's asking price ends up being a fourth-round pick, Houston should be willing to accept that. Kupp has struggled with injury issues in recent years. He hasn't played in more than 12 games in any of those seasons. There is concern about this and the fact that Kupp is 31 years old, but he is fully healthy heading into the offseason. Kupp would be an elite target for Stroud if he is on the field and healthy. During the 2024 season, Kupp caught 67 passes for 710 yards and 6 touchdowns. Those are still quality numbers to play in 12 games. That said, a low price tag like a fourth-round pick would give the Texans a fighting chance to acquire him. He is certainly a name to keep an eye on, and a healthy version of Kupp could help take the offense to the next level. The future Hall of Famer could help fix the Texans' biggest weakness, but there's one major hurdle that needs to be overcome. While the Houston Texans won a playoff game in 2024, it was still a disappointing year. Offensive regression is a big reason why the Texans haven't lived up to expectations, and on a more granular level, the offensive line has been the catalyst behind the unit's struggles as a whole. According to ESPN, the Texans' offensive line finished 22nd in pass block win rate, 58%, and 31st in run block win rate, 68%. C.J. Stroud was tackled 52 times, second most among all quarterbacks, and the running game averaged 4.4 yards per carry, which was right in the middle of the pack at number 15. So it's clear the Texans need to make some improvements in the top 5 in 2025, especially at the guard position, where Stroud was pressured at the 3rd highest rate on the left side and the 11th highest rate on the right side, according to Pro Football Focus. One name that could really help is future Hall of Fame guard Zach Martin. However, there's one major hurdle that needs to be overcome first before he can do that, and that's whether or not he wants to continue playing football in 2025 and or beyond. It's been a weird year for everybody, Martin told the Fort Worth Star-Telegram during Super Bowl week. For some reason this year, something just didn't click. It's tough to be in and out of the lineup for a while. It's tough. This is the first time I've been on IR. I think I've done a good job in my career of focusing on what I was doing in my career at that time. What I'm going to try to do now is figure out what the next chapter of my life is going to be, whether it's playing football in Dallas, playing football somewhere else, retiring, whatever. Martin was solid in 2024 before his season-ending injury, and he's still a very capable player. He'd be a good fit in new offensive coordinator Nick Caley's offense and wouldn't have to move much if he joined the Texans. He might not even have to actually move, since Houston is about 250 miles from Dallas. Big off-season prediction. High expectations weren't met in 2024, and the Texans will scramble to fix their offensive line accordingly. If Dallas Zach Martin doesn't retire, he's a great candidate to fill a spot at guard in Houston. If Ryan Kelly leaves Indianapolis, he could slide into the Texans center position. Expect at least one high-value veteran to fill the interior offensive line, and they'll also use their top-pick round on the offensive line. This is expected to be a great class for developmental tackles. Ben Solak, ESPN. Martin also won't break the bank by any means, which is good for a Texans team that's going to have to make some decisions to stay healthy in terms of the salary cap. If the seven-time All-Pro doesn't retire, then the Texans should really think hard about bringing him in, especially if they want to get back on track with Stroud and the rest of the offense.